I will show you how I built a desktop computer using a motherboard from an old laptop that had a cracked LCD and a broken hard drive. I used acrylic alumina, a thermal adhesive, to glue a big piece of aluminum on top of the CPU. It's glued on top of the heat pipe that it's cooling the CPU. I will show you some photos of how I built this desktop computer. It is better than describing in words, but basically I used two aluminum plates, about 2 mm thick, and in between these two plates I put the motherboard from the old laptop, and I used some standoffs, some 6.5 mm and 18 mm standoffs to keep the plates at a certain distance from the bottom and the top of the motherboard. I used the third USB for an USB to PS2 adapter for keyboard and mouse, and a serial ATA to compact flash in order to replace the hard drive. Unfortunately, the BIOS will not recognize the serial ATA to compact flash adapter, so it will not be able to boot from it. But what is even worse is that it will wait for about 35 seconds before it will try to boot from a different device. I used a thermal compound to make heat transfer between the CPU and the top plate. I used a little bit too much thermal compound. The first row will have been enough, but I didn't knew that I will open this box again, so it didn't really matter. With all these screws, the computer feels quite solid. Also, it's not very large. It's 25 centimeters long by 23 centimeters deep, and the height is about 3 centimeters. As you can see here, this is the top part, and this is the bottom part. I have put 5 rubber feet, and this is from the side, the other side. The thing that it's hanging, it's the webcam and microphone. You see that I have access to the compact flash PC card slot and SD card. I will show you the boot process. I will use a Linux distro, live Linux distro to boot this machine. Like I told you before, now it will wait, the BIOS will wait for about 35 seconds trying to find a hard drive, because the serial ATA to compact flash will not be recognized by the BIOS. And after 35 seconds it will boot from the SD card, that is the next boot device. And on the SD card it's only the bootloader, the initial RAM disk and the kernel. All the rest of the operating system are on the compact flash, but after the kernel, the Linux kernel will start, it will recognize the serial ATA to compact flash adapter. It will take about 30 seconds from the bootloader to desktop. Now everything is started, and I will show you how fast some of the applications are opening. I need to change the screen resolution and also to deactivate the laptop screen, otherwise I could not change to higher resolution. As you see, Open Office spreadsheet, it's opening in like 5 seconds first time, and if I try to open again, that will open in 2 seconds. I will also show you how it's able to play YouTube videos, and you can hear the sound from the internal speakers. Yeah, I'll play one of my videos. It is able to play very easy 720p and even 1080p with some frame drops, even in full screen, no problem. Also, I test the speed of the serial ATA to compact flash adapter, and it's about 48.8 in average megabyte per second and 0.6 millisecond access time. You can also see that the 3D acceleration is working. I also measure the power consumption, and at off it's 12 milliamp. At idle it's about 20 to 21 watt. At load it's 48 up to 50 watt. And in suspend to RAM it's about 1 watt. In the final version I also added an 80mm fan to keep the temperature lower. The temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius lower than without a fan. It's a 12-volt fan, but only supplied with 5 volts, so it's very quiet. For the operating system, I use Remaster Sys to make a custom version of Ubuntu 10.10. I have installed 3 different browsers, Google Chrome, Opera and Firefox, and you can see in this screenshot a benchmark of these 3. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment.